It's interesting to think of an Earth where there weren't any fires because there was nothing to burn.
That's right. Fire is very much a creation of the living world.
And the living world itself burns. Prior to 9/11, the earthquake and fires that devastated San Francisco in April 1906 were the worst urban disaster in American history. 3/4 of the city was obliterated, 3,000 people were dead, another 200,000 were left homeless. The spectacle of a city surrounded by water burning itself to ashes has inspired hundreds of books. San Francisco, with its hilly terrain, narrow streets, and combustible wooden buildings, lies along the San Andreas Fault. Shortly after 5 a.m. on April 18, 1906, a section of the Pacific Plate that had been locked against the North American Plate suddenly slipped several feet northward, triggering a magnitude 7.8 earthquake with an epicenter a few miles west of San Francisco. From that moment, everything that could go wrong in the city did. The water mains broke. The capable and experienced fire chief was fatally wounded when his firehouse partially collapsed. The city's government floundered. The acting commander of the Army's Pacific Division, Brigadier General Frederick Funston, marched his troops into the city. The mayor acceded to this power grab and issued a proclamation authorizing Funston's troops and the city's police officers to kill looters and troublemakers. With hydrants running dry, General Funston ordered soldiers and firemen to use explosives to blast fire breaks. Untold damage was done by botched attempts. The wrong kinds of explosives were used, and the blasters targeted the wrong buildings at the wrong times, ultimately feeding and even starting more fires. General Funston, obsessed with maintaining law and order, diverted thousands of able bodies from rescue efforts, bucket brigades, and other more effective firefighting techniques. Those men who weren't blowing things up were ordered to guard private property, even while that property was burning to ashes.
Cities don't burn like that anymore, for they were not rebuilt forests and prairies anymore. Most of the building materials have already passed through the fire. They've been smelted. If they're metal, they've been burned. If they're tile,